Which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures He chose us to be high. To Him we belong, to Him is our return. Life in this world.
من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم من همزه ونفخه ونفثه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على نبي المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Viewers at home, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Today, inshallah al-Kareem, making a step forward from where we stopped last night in our tafsir Suratul al-Isra. If you recall, inshallah al-Kareem, we stopped at verse 22. Today we are commencing from verse 23, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extensively discusses what our roles are towards our parents in terms of being dutiful, in terms of being kind, in terms of being generous to them. Either one of them or the two of them, they are alive with us, we need to be dutiful to them. Coming from this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَقَدَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ
وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِندَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُل لَّهُمَا أُفٍّ ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. Your Lord had decreed that you worship none but Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And to your parents, good treatment. Allahu Akbar. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرُ أَحْدُهُمَا. Whether one or two of them become old while you are with them alive, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Do not utter, do not say to them as little as a word of uff. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Do not dispel them. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Utter to them, say unto them a very noble word. This particular verse, the scholars of tafsir, Sheikh Mujahid, Imam al-Qiblatain, Allahu Akbar Kabira, and a good number of exegists, they are of the opinion that this is the first testament in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala having decreed about Tawheed, that human being is required not to worship anybody, no deity, no any being but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Immediately, simultaneously, after the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. The next decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that be dutiful to your two parents. Allahu Akbar Kabira. This particular verse, it talks extensively about the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala coming from Tawheed. After Tawheed comes next is being dutiful, being kind, being generous to one's parents. This, Allah says, إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحْدُهُمَا. Perhaps Allah may give you the opportunity that two of them or one of them becomes old while you are alive, or two of them have reached old age while you are alive. Don't ever allow any interest of this world to make you to be rude to your parent. لَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Don't utter a word of oof. A word of oof is the lowest of the low in terms of word of arrogance or word of rudeness. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Don't dispel them. Don't be arrogant to your parent. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Utter a good word to them. Under this, the scholars said, whatever human being had become on earth, he remains a child to his parent. Being a governor doesn't make one to be rude to his parent. Being an imam doesn't give one an audacity to be rude to his parent. Being a minister doesn't make one to be rude to his parent. In fact, even being a president, not in any way as could make somebody to be rude to his parent. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us this understanding, Coming to this world, Allah would have sent all of us to come down, to ascend or to descend from heaven as human beings. But we all came through our parent. And owing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala believing in Him, believing in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the next thing on earth is to be dutiful and kind to our parents. Now, respected viewers at home, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues, says, وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الظُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا
جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا.
وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الظُّلِّ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, as you are kind, as you are dutiful to your parent, اخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الظُّلِّ. Lower the wings of humility out of mercy to your parents. Be merciful to your parents. Don't be arrogant to your parents. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And say always to them, oh my Lord, irhamhuma, have mercy upon my parents, have mercy on my parents, كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا, as they raised me while I was much little. Now, this particular verse, اخفض لهما جناح الذل, whatsoever you have as a part of name of Allah on earth, the best people, the next after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His apostle, is that you be dutiful to your parents. Under this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us in another verse of Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about how a human being should relate with Allah and his parents. He says, أَنِشْكُرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيْكَ إِلَيَّ الْمَصِيرُ.
الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن وفصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَوَصَيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ. We have already decreed, we have given a warning, sound of decree of a warning to human beings, that whatever you have on heart, never you be rude to your parents, especially your mother. As we have in the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a servant, a companion that came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked him, humbly, Ya Rasulallah, who on heart should I be more kind to? And he says, Ummuka, your mother. The person asked again, after my mother, who is next? He says, your mother. Prophet ﷺ repeated that 3 times, then he says, your father. This is expected of all of us. No matter how highly placed, whatever the placement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Allah has given to you does not make you to be arrogant to your parents. You are a president for the people, but not a president to your parents. You are a rich person. You are a business tycoon. You are a politician to everybody, but not to your parents. No matter how, people are calling you, they are they salute you, they eulogize you, they do everything to welcome you anywhere you go. Always be humble to your parents. Under that, Allah says, Hamalatu ummuhu wahnan ala wahn. The reason why you and I must do that is that when we were conceived, a woman, Allahu Akbar Kabira, wahnan ala wahn, from the first day of conception, of pregnancy, till the day she delivers, Allahu Akbar Kabira, trauma upon trauma. Challenge, from one challenge to the other. She will try to eat, she will vomit sometimes she eat what ordinarily if she is not pregnant she wouldn't have consumed. All in Allahu Akbar Kabira, in the process of bringing you and I to this world. Allah says, of all these, yet she breastfeeds for 2 years. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Between the pregnancy and breastfeeding, that train you as a person, 2 years, sometimes above, sometimes a little below. With this, Allah says, Anishkurili. Always be thankful to me, Allah. Always be grateful to me. Wali walidayka. Be thankful to your parents. Be grateful to your parents. Ilayya al-masir. Both you and your parents one day shall come back to me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says this, we should lower the wind of our humility, mercy to our parents. One should not be arrogant. And qur rabbi irhamhuma wa qur rabbi irhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. Say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always, whether your parents are at home, they are alive or they are deceased. If they are alive, if they are alive, you are expected to take good care of them. A lot of people today, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, they are somewhere, their parents are in another place. trying to go to soothsayers, misfortune tellers. They believe the travail, the agony, the challenges they face in life is as a result or is coming from their mother. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Coming to see soothsayer, somebody who suffered right from the inception till the day inside the labor. Wahanan ala wahani. Allahu Akbar Kabira. In between, it was a journey between life and death. Allahu Akbar. A journey between life and death. Eventually, she brought you to this world. He took care of you to the best of her ability. He took care of you as the father to the best of his ability. Today, anishkurili wali walidayka. Always be thankful to me and be grateful to your parent. Ilayya al-masir, you shall come back to me one day. Feed your parent, clothe your parent, shelter your parent to the best of your capacity. With that, you get the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are people who have their al-jannah seized, withdrawn by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of their arrogance to get to their parents. Some, they will not have the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of being rude to their parents. Our Prophet says, read Allah fi read al-walidayn. Always, if you want to tap pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the pleasure of Allah comes from the pleasure of one's parent. Wasaqtullah. Once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, our Prophet says, once your parents are not happy with you, then the person is also tapping from the hunger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar Kabira. The summary, as Allah says, وَحْفِدْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الظُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. Number one, no matter how highly placed you are not a boss to your parent. You must never be a boss to your parent. You must never be a VIP against your own parent. You must feed your parent. You must be kind to your parent. You must be thankful to your parent. You must be generous to your parent. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the only way when you are expected not to dance to their music is anytime they call you upon worshiping none but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they call you to worship against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِنْ
جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم تعملون.
Inshallah al-Kareem, we'll stop at this verse. Next we'll continue from it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of us the tranquility we need to observe our Ramadan and to be among those who be in al-Jannah al-Firdaus. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Nashara la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.